Hi, this is Jeff Holsinger. Today I'm going to do a video on battery tips for your iX20. It's been reported that some of the guys are getting short runtime or life out of their iX20 radio batteries. So today I'm going to show you some of the things that you can do with your radio in software to optimize how much battery or runtime that you'll get. The iX20 system uses a lithium-ion battery pack. It is a 3.7 volt single cell 10,500 milliamp pack, and it's actually a module that goes in the back of the radio. The thing to remember now is that most modern electronics, including cell phones, are now using single cell packs, and the reason they're using single cell versus the older equipment that used two cells, including the Spectrum radios, is that the evolution of the IC chip has become more efficient and smaller, and now most IC chips are designed to run on 3.3 volts. Some of them will actually run down less than 3.3 volts. So when you have a single cell pack, you got plenty of headroom to run your current IC chips. The older IC chips typically ran on 5 volts. That was the industry standard. So let's get into optimizing your iX20 battery system. So a couple things that you got to do here. First of all, your screen is a big battery draw. So you can go into system configuration in your radio and you can change your screen brightness from that menu. So if you don't want your screen completely bright, one of the things you can do is go into system configuration under system settings, and you'll see a slider there that shows screen brightness. You can slide that screen brightness down and that'll improve your battery life. One of the other things that you need to do with your transmitter is put your transmitter to sleep in between flights so that it's not being used, or you can obviously turn it off, but most guys like to put it into the sleep mode. There are two sleep modes in the iX20 system. The one sleep mode is just turns the screen off and the radio is still consuming power, still creating RF. The second sleep mode is the full sleep mode, and it completely shuts the radio down, and that's the one that uses the less power. Now I'm showing you two radios here, and the reason being is they're in two different sleep modes. This radio here is in a single tap sleep mode, which can be configured under your system settings menu. It's a single tap. This one over here is a double tap sleep mode, and the reason I wanted to show you the difference between the two, this one also has an SD card in it. Zoom in on what the warning label is coming up and telling us, and it's saying because it's got an SD card in the radio that it prevents it from entering the full sleep mode. It says remove SD card for best battery life. So that's another thing that you can do. If you have an SD card in your radio on the back side, and you're not using it continuously, remove that SD card, because even though I can continue here and put this thing in the sleep mode, it still consumes more battery power in that mode because it does have an SD card in the back of it. So now that I've got both radios asleep, and they don't go into fully sleep mode until the orange light completely goes out. Now they're fully asleep. To wake either one of these radios up, it's just a single tap for each radio. Now they're awake. Now remember, this was a single tap radio. This is a double tap sleep mode, which I suggest you use. I mean, a double tap is a lot safer than a single tap, because you could accidentally put your radio to sleep while you're up and flying. But anyhow, single tap radio, double tap radio. Now in the double tap radio, I can do another thing to conserve battery power while I'm flying. If I single tap, I've turned the screen off, but as you can see, the orange lights are still on. So this radio is completely functional, still doing what it has to do, but all I've done now is turn the screen off. That's accomplished by doing a single tap on that radio. Now, we talked about going into system settings and turning a few other things off. So let me show you here. Go into our Android system under your settings menu, and you'll see that I have Wi-Fi and I have Bluetooth. Just give you an example. I can bring Wi-Fi and zoom in on this a little bit, and you can see that you have an on and off switch. So I want you to make sure in your Android system that you have your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth turned off. That will optimize your battery life also for you in your radio system. So those are a few little tips that you can do to extend your battery life or runtime on your iX20 radio. If you guys got any questions or any suggestions, give me a call and I'd be glad to answer them.